let's delve into our reader question, which this episode is: what is the future for buying Rolex watches from an authorized dealer?
Right. And this comes from C_Mitch80 on Instagram. And he follows that with will it change? Saying, like, will the process of buying Rolexes from an AD change? And he proposes to get an actual date of delivery and maybe pay a deposit or something like that to get the watch. I think my simple answer is no, I don't think that the current process will change. Because I think there's too many incentives from a brand's perspective and a authorized dealer's perspective to continue these sort of games where they prioritize existing or high spend clients, and keep things sort of minimally transparent. First of all, I don't know, I have no idea if this is true, but I've heard ADs have told me that they don't have any schedule of when they're going to get what pieces from Rolex. It's just they get a shipment every week or something like that, and whatever comes in, whatever comes in, and then they'll figure out the allocation to clients.
That's what my AD has told me.
Yeah. Now I don't know if this is some standard non-answer or if it's actually the case, but if that's true, then it seems like the AD couldn't really give you an estimated delivery date, even if they tried. Maybe accurate to within a few months or a year, but not anything concrete. And then the other thing is, what if you can you commit to this watch by paying some sort of a deposit and then get like an actual scheduled date of delivery? Well, we just said, okay, maybe you can't get a scheduled delivery, but could you still pay a deposit and still have some promise, some guarantee that you will receive the watch in the future, as opposed to getting on a wait list that may or may not exist? I don't think it's in the authorized dealer's interest to do that, because I think that they're still interested in selling to their most loyal clients, their most high spend clients, and specifically, trying to use these in demand Rolex watches as an opportunity to offload other inventory, whether it be watches or jewelry or whatever else that they sell. That's going to be tougher to sell, right? So they can say, yeah, buy this. You can get you this GMT Master Pepsi, but buy 10,000, 20,000, whatever it is, of other watches from Tissot and Tudor and IWC and whatever else, or buy these, this necklace or whatever, and then we'll get you your watch. This is very hard. Like, I don't think there's anything. It seems like, I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but it doesn't seem like there'd be anything illegal with this process. It doesn't seem like the brands really, I wouldn't really expect them to care about this. And even if they did, there's not really any way to prove that this person was not, interested in buying these things, these other things anyways, in addition to this Rolex Pepsi or whatever. Right. And so, the authorized dealer makes more money. The clients that do get the pieces feel rewarded. They feel like they have some exclusive relationship. And also from the brand perspective, like the brands are also looking at allocation to different dealers. And if this dealer shows that they're, they're bundling like the less desirable watches with the more desirable and able to sell more product for the brand overall, then then it's a win for the dealer on that side too, because then they are more likely
Well,
to get more allocations.
in the case of Rolex, do you think they care how much of Rolex and Tudor products a given authorized dealer is moving, or do you think those numbers are not looked at in the same context, or they're
You're
not
saying like
looked at together?
Rolex versus Tudor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know whether they're looked at together or not. And Rolex, they probably don't have this. They're probably the only brand that doesn't have this problem. Like, they could probably sell even all the ladies' Datejusts that they get. But just in general, there's I'm just saying, like, there's incentives at multiple tiers here, right? Not every brand, most other brands who do have some hyped watch, it's like a few of their models, right? It's not the whole catalog like it is for Rolex. And so, I think it's very unfortunate, because on the secondary market, I think it would certainly, this sort of more fair system of maybe some random lottery, or like some commitment to receive some watch with some a guarantee to receive a watch if you pay a deposit. It would certainly help sort of calm down the secondary market situation. It would allow more people to get the watches at retail. It would create less hype and speculation on the secondary market, because people would actually feel like they have a chance to get this watch at retail. But I just think from an economic standpoint, there's too many incentives at multiple levels for the individuals, the dealers, and the brands involved, that probably there's no. And like, I wouldn't say there's necessarily anything like inherently unethical about this.
I would also imagine at this particular point in time that nobody in Europe is feeling particularly confident about making long-term pronouncements about production numbers, given the experience of the pandemic. It just doesn't seem like something that they would even be honestly considering at this stage, to say, sure, we'll take your money, and we can guarantee that you'll get a certain watch from our production line that's maybe 6 months out. But they probably
Well,
won't feel comfortable doing that.
they do that for. I know that Tudor does do that, and I heard that Rolex did that with from my authorized dealer, that for the first 2 weeks, when I think the new Oyster Perpetuals 41s first came out, that they were allowed to order them. Like, you would pay up front the whole price, and you would have some guarantee of getting the watch.
Yes.
And when I bought my Tudor Black Bay 58, it was the same thing. I bought it in
Yes.
like 2019, and yeah, I paid the whole thing up front, and they didn't give me a date, but they told me you'll get the watch. So that's it's not really a deposit. You're paying you're buying the whole watch up front, but you are getting some promise, right? They have your money. You are getting a promise
Yeah.
that you're going to get
You
the
get a
watch,
receipt.
right? But yeah, given the pandemic, and given the still it seems like very astronomical hype for Rolex despite the falling prices. All these watches are still above retail for at least the Pepsis and the GMT Masters and the Daytonas, still way, way above retail. Yeah, it seems like there's no reason for them to implement that.